Okay, hi guys. It's me. I am not here again today, but I wanted to make sure that I gave you the same instruction that I gave to fourth period, but in electronic form. What you're looking at right here is a digital copy of the handout that you should have received from the sub when you came in today, and this is, as you probably have noticed, an outline for the exam paper 2. Now, one thing you'll notice is that I have used the same structure that we practiced, where we generate questions on the left-hand side of the column based on SCSI elements and based on SHIPS elements. And then on the right-hand side, we have our answers. And what I have provided for you is essentially a blank outline that I would like you to complete today based on the work that you did on Wednesday. I want to make a couple of things clear. However, I really want to make sure that you all are only writing on Things Fall Apart and Chronicle of a Death Foretold today. I have reasons for that I can explain later, but that seems to be where we have the most work to do remembering, and so I want you to focus on that today. The other thing I want you to know is that I have changed the prompt to in what ways do at least two of the works you have studied question or subvert norms, conventions, or traditions. And I chose that one because it is the prompt that best fits the two books, Chronicle of a Death Foretold and Things Fall Apart, which I want you to write about. However, you can also use the same methods that I'm going to go over here today to write on a different prompt if you want, and that actually would be a good idea to do. So I want to just take you through this. The prompt, in what ways do at least two of the works you have studied inform and/or content, question or subvert norms, conventions, or traditions? What you will see on the left-hand side are questions that I have generated that with fourth period already that you can use to answer on the right-hand side. And just to remind you that the answers that you generate in the form of bullet-pointed notes on the right-hand side will be what you actually use to write the essay. These questions here on the left are designed to get you to think of things to write about and make sure also that you are connecting to the prompt. So what I have provided for you actually are the questions. Now, these are questions that are suggestions. If you have other ones that you would prefer to answer, that is perfectly okay. But I used the same question method that we practiced the other day together to write these. And so the idea is either independently or with a partner quietly, you can write your answers to these questions on the right-hand side. Just to give you the bird's eye view, this is all the introduction to your essay. This part right here would be the first two body paragraphs, or one if you want to combine them all, but probably two body paragraphs, and these are about SCSI elements in relation to that question. If you look at the question, how does Achebe use character to challenge norms, you will see that it takes the SCSI element of character and connects it to the prompt, which is all about challenging or questioning norms in society and also in literature. So the second question, how does Achebe use style to challenge norms and why, asks a question that is also related to a SCSI element. But also then connects to the prompt as well of questioning or subverting norms. So I have repeated that same process for Chronicle of a Death Foretold, and I have chosen the same SCSI elements for this. However, if you would prefer to focus on a different SCSI element, not character and not style, but for example action or something else, then by all means do it. But these are pretty good matches for the prompt based on our work during fourth period. Just to remind everybody, each of these SCSI questions that we generate should generate an outline on the right-hand side. And so the idea is that over to the right, you will actually answer this question here, and that will become the topic sentence, and then you would have to develop concrete details and analysis in this section that will help you to write the paragraph. Each of these questions should generate a separate paragraph with a different topic sentence. Once you have completed the about 4 body paragraphs for SCSI elements, then your job is to write at least one paragraph for each novel in which you examine how or what social, historical forces, social, historical, or personal forces, or SHIPS forces shaped Achebe's presentation of challenges to norms, and how. So we have to ask ourselves, why is it that Achebe challenged norms in the way that he did? And these answers, of course, will come from your SHIPS study guides, which you should have picked up on Wednesday as well. I have this also for, oh, sorry, I should have changed this to Marquez. Sorry, could you correct that on your own paper as you go along with this video? I'd appreciate it. So that is going to be the other question that you answer using your study guides. There are some fairly generic questions that you can write about in the conclusion. This should all just be one big body paragraph, and I think the answers to that are fairly self-explanatory. So, your job today is to answer these questions on the left in the space on the right. This part will then become your outline, which you will then use to write the essay on Monday and Wednesday of next week. Do not be absent Monday or Wednesday of next week. I've also included an additional resource in the packet. This is a model in which I answered a similar question actually from a different IB exam, but instead of using Things Fall Apart, I used The Great Gatsby and Macbeth from last year. So you will see what it looks like to complete this outline and the kind of detail that you will need to write this kind of essay well. Keep in mind that there is there are only SHIPS elements for Shakespeare's work and not for F. Scott Fitzgerald's. Sorry about that, but at least you can see kind of what planning for writing about SHIPS can look like. And I also have some ideas for the conclusion. So if you review this, this will provide a model for you. This is again posted at the very back of your packet. All right, in terms of resources that you can use, remember that you have the two study guides for SCSI elements that you should have worked on Wednesday, and you also for Things Fall Apart and Chronicle of Death Foretold. Those will help you generate concrete details for this stuff here, but then you also have the SHIPS study guides that I prepared and printed out for you, and those can be useful here. And I have laid those out on the red table at the back, so you can just use just take those out if you weren't here on Wednesday, or take them out of your binders. Okay, everybody, this outline needs to be done today, so you need to work hard. Once you have finished with it, you can actually, if you want to, start to write. But again, you are under no obligation to use this particular prompt. If you want to do your own version of this from scratch on a piece of binder paper, that's perfectly okay. Good luck today, everybody. I will see you briefly on Monday if I can, but certainly I will be here on Wednesday finally after IOCs to see you and check in. Thanks, everybody, for your patience. I know this has been tough. Talk to you soon. Bye.